Whenever you're ready.
Oh my God.
Jessica! I've never been called a fox!
Dana.
That's a classy name for a Harry.
I like it classic.
Okay.
Do you?
Welcome to the Rants and Raves podcast.
Sure.
Out with the bad and in with the good, motherfuckers.
That's right.
Jessica!
Dana.
Hi, how are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Good, thank you. Welcome to the Rants and Raves podcast. I am Dana Powell.
I'm Jessica Young.
And
we are here to rant and rave.
Ha ha! I blocked you. I covered my camera so you couldn't watch me.
You fully did.
We did it.
You just reminded me of some of the older women I used to work with, and I love it. They used to put little things on the camera. I'm like, why do you have a Post-it with like a little heart or something? And they're like, so people can't look at me?
You think I'm fully not that woman? Fully that woman. That's so funny that you say that because, so like, here's a peek into Dana's crazy life. So I couldn't fall asleep till like 2:30, and then I woke up at 3:30, and then I woke up at 4:30, and then I got up at 7 to get my kid ready for school.
No.
And so then Jessica and I were supposed to record, and I fell asleep on the couch until we were supposed to record. And so anyway, whatever, I'm a mess. But
Understandable.
when it was time to start recording,
Wait, when it was time to start recording what?
when it was time to start recording, I was like, I got to get dressed because I wasn't dressed. And I was like, you know what? I should go set up everything while I'm getting dressed. And then I was like, nope, because someone's going to see it through that camera on my computer. And everywhere it's going to be posted. Dana putting on her Spanx camisole. That's not really Spanx. It's cheaper, but it still makes everything smooth. That's exactly what
You're picturing just walking around your living room in your underwear, and then it's going to be broadcast out to the world.
No, yeah, for sure.
Oh my God. Remember when that was a really big thing? Webcams.
Oh God, yeah.
I mean, it might still be a big thing in underground networks.
Yeah, no, I am the woman that if I take my phone into the bathroom to shower, I cover the camera. You laugh. I also am the woman who is like, I mean, we have the capability now. What if this fly is really recording me in the shower?
You mean a housefly that you think is a droid that's been planted in your...
A drone, yes.
I cannot handle you.
I also one time posted a picture of the inside of my eye, like when you go to the doctor and they take a picture of the back of your eyeball, because it was so cool. And then I also said at the end of it, please don't steal my eyes and scan them later, when that's how we get in through doors.
No.
Because what if somebody goes back? What if somebody's like, I remember Dana posted a picture of the inside of her eyeball. I'm going to break into Fort Knox. I mean, I don't work for Fort Knox. It's just an example.
Okay, well, you know what? I was talking about this with my neighbor yesterday. She works at a major medical device company. Like, they manufacture most of the medical devices that we know of in this country. Okay. So she went back because now they're possibly permanently going to be working from home. She's been making do with her own computer at home. She went to pick up her stuff. They would not let her up to the office. They said, direct us to where you, because it's a massive place with thousands of employees. They said, we will bring all your stuff down to you.
Weird.
While she was waiting, though, from like the time of getting into the day, she had to go up and they did this. I'm
on
like,
her eye?
retinal scanners? Yes. And then it printed out a picture of her face, like a thermal printing, and it had her name and the time that she entered the building. I mean, I had that happen at a private school more than once when I was going to like set up for stuff for work. If we were doing a boutique as a fundraiser at a school.
I mean, I've had auditions where you go and you have to tell them the person you're seeing and they take a picture of you and it prints thermally on a name tag.
Yes, that I understand. But that eye shit, I mean, they do that at the airport before I was a citizen. Yes, and this thumbprints, but it's all like Minority Report. It's like next level. That The eye scan is real weird, okay? But
Yeah,
then again, this came up again, like my results for my ancestry.com, and my friends like, aren't you freaking? I'm like, freaking at what? You think they don't have all the information they need about most of us these days
I know, right?
just because of smartphones alone? I'm like, you're nuts.
Well, and also, I mean, this has happened over and over. I actually just listened to a story about a woman that she was suspected to have murdered somebody, whatever, and didn't want to give
No
her.
big deal.
Well, I just meant suspected, whatever. She did it. We all know. Anyway, they got her DNA by she went to like a Starbucks and threw the coffee cup away in the trash, and they were like boop 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 boo doo 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 doo, and went and got that cup out of there.
I mean, yeah. So yes,
And it's like if anyone in your family has done 23andMe, they gonna find you.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. How was
Well,
your week?
Ancestry.com has it all on me, that is.
Not a sponsor.
Not a sponsor. You know what? I'm going to read something very, very brief because I just think it's interesting. And again, I'm just somebody who likes history and lore, if you will, because I'm not a very religious person, but I love sayings and isms and all of that kind of stuff. So Ruth Bader Ginsburg died, as we know.
Yeah.
And you text me right when the news hit,
I know.
which ironically, it was just so crazy. It ironically was literally as I was sitting down to have dinner for Rosh Hashanah. It was the Jewish New Year. And I thought this was a really beautiful thing, and I never was aware of this. My dad and I were talking about it. According to Jewish tradition, a person who dies on Rosh Hashanah is called a tzaddik. That's a Hebrew word, a person of great righteousness. So again, Ruth Bader Ginsburg was Jewish, and she happened to be, she passed on Rosh Hashanah, like where we start the new year in the Jewish calendar, which is the year 5781 since the Jewish calendar started. Anyways, it was just very, very, I don't know, like impactful. And it was like, it was just so weird. It was so surreal because I think this is a loss that so many people are affected by in this country, especially if you're a woman. I've yet to ever find a woman who didn't have the utmost respect for her and be inspired by her and thankful for her and all of the things that she stood up for. Absolutely. So it was just like a very surreal experience, I guess.
Yeah. Thank you, RBG, for everything you did.
I know.
So hard. She fought so hard.
I mean, you guys, if you have not seen the documentary that CNN produced, it was a couple of years ago. I beg you to watch it. It is just an incredible documentary on the life of this woman from the time that she started out. And let me tell you, she and her husband were simultaneously in law school. She had a 1-year-old, and her husband came down with cancer.
Right.
So law school alone consumes people's lives just like medical school does. Okay. It's all consuming, plus raising a baby and caring for her husband. And apparently she would go to class. She probably, I don't know what she did. Her child, maybe they had to sit her. Somebody watched her child when she was in class. She immediately came home, went back to being a mom. And then she would also, when she was alone with her husband later in the evening, go over the notes with him, like trying to teach him what oh God, I love her. And that was just like the early days. That's before she even started rocking as a champion for equality.
Oh my God. Between civil rights and equal rights for females, like
yes. I read something that it was like if you bought a house without a man's signature,
own property on your own. Yeah.
Have a credit card, all of these things. They said you can thank Ruth Bader Ginsburg.
RBG, absolutely. And it's the truth.
Ah, so freaking awesome.
I know. What a horrible
what a tremendous loss. Yeah.
for so many reasons. But yeah, that was not
I know.
a good day.
How was your week?
Okay. So let me put you in the frame of mind for how my week was. Okay, just look at me and now close your eyes.
Okay.
Okay, now open them. That was my week. Nothing. That was my week. I did do something real dumb on Saturday.
What's that?
I wasn't really talking to Dan Tipton because we had an argument and I'm an adult and he doesn't want to fix things. And if he doesn't want to fix it, then I don't want to talk about it. So then we don't talk for like 24 hours and then everything is fine, you guys. It's all good. So on that day of no speaks, I binged the entirety of Ratched, the Ryan Murphy show that is basically the precursor to the Nurse Ratched we meet in One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. So it's gorgeous. It's beautiful.
It is. I watched the pilot. It's beautiful. I gotta get on the train.
But you know what? I'll tell you what. You're so much smarter than me. Do not binge it all in one day, so that when you're done, you feel like, ew. It was so pretty, but it feels so yuck. And then the next day too, I was like bored and I was like, well, you already watched your show, you stupid idiot. You could have had like 8 more episodes.
Oh my God. And they're hour-long episodes. That's hard. Like a half-hour show, I can binge it. Hour-long?
Well, 8 hours right here went down to Netflix.
Oh my God. Hilarious.
Well, is what it is, people. Is what it is. Anyway, that was my week. Literally, I don't have much to report.
Okay. Well, you know what? That means we can move right on into how people can stay in touch with us.
Let's go
ahead. And I'm gonna tell you how. You guys, thank you again for several weeks now, and again this week. I think both of our rants are coming from listeners, so super happy about that. We've been getting a lot of messages with things regarding the show, and it's been great. So thank you. Keep sending in your suggestions, comments, feedback, anything you have. You can find us on Instagram and Facebook at the Rants and Raves Podcast. You can find us on Twitter at raves_the. You can email us at therantsandravespodcast@gmail.com or on our website, www.therantsandravespodcast.com. Hit that contact button and send away.
Yes, please, you guys. I was talking to somebody the other day and they were like, oh my God, your podcast must be blowing up during this pandemic. Are your numbers huge? I was like, oh no, we've lost listeners. People aren't in their cars anymore, you know? Yeah. So please share us with anybody that you can.
And I also know from speaking to a couple of listeners that I don't know personally yet, but who we communicate with, but also people that I do know from the two of us over the years who have said, oh my God, I'm just catching up on the podcast. Like they hadn't listened to anything once this started. And they said, I'm just now going back to things that I was doing with my quote new normal. And they said, I listened to like 20 episodes of your podcast. So yeah. Thank you for those who have really stuck along for the ride.
Oh my God. Like I would never complain. I told my friend, I was like, listen, I'm not complaining. Our listeners are ride or die, man. We're so lucky. We're so lucky.
We really are.
Okay, so let's move on into rants. You're up first, yes?
Indeed. This is very, very timely. Okay, so this is from a listener. And she says, I have a rant, and y'all are probably going to roll your eyes at me for being a child. LOL.
No, I am not. Let me say right off the bat. Nope. I think you are 100% right.
Exactly. But I'm 26. Must be nice. Okay. I am 26 and am now off my parents' health insurance and just had my first grown-up dentist appointment that I had to pay for myself. I mean, we already feel you. I remember those days.
Yes.
I remember those early days of being in Los Angeles and being like, but Daddy, Isn't there
Yeah.
a supplement you can get for the plan to keep me on it? At the very least, like for damage control.
All I need, Daddy, is health insurance and a gas card. I'll make it. I'll make it.
Yes. How did you know, actually, Dana?
Oh, I didn't.
Oh my God, I'm dead. And by the way, my dad used to send me, I just was going down memory lane last week. And when I was going through old letters, my dad said, I just got a invoice from the gas card. Are you buying cigarettes again? Because I see a lot of non-gas purchases. And I just kept saying, I'm getting water and things like that.
He's like, my daughter is so hydrated.
Yeah. By the way, don't worry, guys. I don't smoke anymore. That's not a lie to make everyone feel better.
Yay.
Yes. Okay. I just had my first grown-up dentist appointment that I had to pay for myself. And I just need to know, moving into capital letters here,
Yes.
why the hell does getting my teeth scraped cost $200?
Yep.
I'm so mad. To rebel against the dentist, I ate M&Ms on my way home from my appointment. How do I stop being an adult?
Oh God. If she figures that out, I hope she lets us know.
Okay.
Like how to stop being adult. I'm not great at it, but it's like life makes you kind of. So if she finds that answer, I'd love to know.
Hilarious. Also, I don't want to speak for Dana. She can pipe in on this. But listener, when I tell you I feel you, I'm the queen of doing something because someone told me not to. Yeah, I have been that prideful over certain things. Usually if it's dealing with my weight, you best believe I'm then going to go and do the opposite because I'm not going to have that person who I know may have my best interests at heart know that I'm doing this because they mentioned something about it. Okay.
Well, and also, it just seems to me we have to keep our teeth clean or they're going to fall out of our head, right?
I know.
So how come we have to pay for that?
So this is a separate subject entirely, but it totally works with this. You make an excellent point, Dana, and I was talking about this recently with my friend who's a nurse. Dental care is crucial to your health. Okay.
Very.
It's not
oftentimes, if you have dental issues, it is stemming from something else wrong in your body.
Yep. Or because of a dental issue, now you're going to have an infection in your body.
Yes.
So to me,
and it's close to your brain, so you have to be careful.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is what I've never understood. I also feel the same exact way about anything mental health related.
Yeah.
Anything. It's all your health. So why in the hell is when you have health insurance not covering anything, whether it's a teeth clean, a root canal, you have depression, or you have a more intense needing closer monitoring, which depression alone needs monitoring. The million disorders that there is of the mind, how is that not all considered thing? If you don't have good mental health, that affects your physical health, that can affect your safety, that affects your emotional health. Same with dental stuff. It makes me insane. And guess what? I've had dental insurance. And if it makes you feel any better, listener, guess what it covered? It covered 2 cleanings a year. So if you needed anything more, you were out of pocket.
Forget it. Yeah. Also, can we talk about this? She's got a point too. Let's say, how long do you think a teeth scraping, as she called it, takes? Maybe 25 minutes, unless you haven't been to the dentist for like 10 years and you have to do the deep cleaning where they fold your gums up or whatever. But like a teeth cleaning, maybe 20 minutes you're there. Am I wrong?
Yeah.
Okay. Why is it $200? If everybody's paying $200 every time they get their teeth cleaned, ain't y'all paid for that machine yet? Right? It is so exorbitantly expensive. It's insane. I mean, even if they give you a filling, have you ever seen them like pull that putty stuff up that they're going to pack in there and then they bake it on or whatever? It is the size of a pinhead. I will happily give you $50 for that. Let's call it a day.
Oh,
I'll even pay $25 for the little laser you shoot on it. So now we're at $75, okay? Then I'll add on another 20 for your 20 minutes time. How about that? What are we up to? I don't do math. I just solved the dental industry. It is insane. It's also like scary and painful. Remember when the last time I went to the dentist and he wanted to give me like a pre-cavity, what do they call that? A pre-cavity smooth over? What do you call that?
Oh, I don't know.
It's like if you have an indentation in your tooth or something that could turn into a cavity.
Oh, like a sealant.
A sealant. That's exactly what it is. And when he went ahead and gave me a shot just so that I wouldn't feel it as he was making sure in case I missed anything, right?
Right.
And remember I told you it felt like I got electrocuted? And he was like, no, you're like one of the 12%.
Oh God, I can feel it just hearing you say
Oh, it's the worst through your entire body. And the thing of it is, it's very fast and it's shocking. And I was like, wait, that's never happened before. And he goes, yeah, it doesn't happen all the time. And I was like, is it ever going to happen again? No clue.
Okay.
Like, it's scary. It can be painful and it's stupid expensive. Also, can I say, how scary is it that, yes, a lot of our parents are able to put us on their insurance until a certain age. Now, I'm sorry, but 26 is still fairly like, it's highly unlikely she's found her life path, owns a home, got her career, is like really set and solid. Like, that's one of the most confusing and like, what the heck do I do now times of your life?
Totally.
And that's when they throw you out of a plane without a net.
I know. Because
when I was in college and I got off of my parents' insurance, that's when I broke my leg. And it sent me spiraling into debt.
Yes.
Spiraling instantly. I couldn't work. I owed school bills. I had to buy books. I had no insurance.
Horrible.
So every medical appointment when they smashed all my bones back together, had to pay for that out of my pocket.
That's insane.
I mean,
and so expensive.
So expensive. So listen, get a Quip, also not a sponsor. get a Quip toothbrush.
But you can be.
Yeah, exactly. Get a Quip toothbrush, take good care of your teeth and do the best. But I also want to let people off the hook too, because teeth issues are often hereditary. There's literally nothing you can do about it.
Yep.
So, well,
super important.
So what, 20 minutes in and we just told everybody, well, give up. It's crazy though.
It is crazy.
It's so expensive to go close your lips around the what do they call it?
I hate it. That suction thing.
Yeah. Okay, close your lips.
I was always one of those people too, where I just needed, like, I wanted that bib changed all the time. Like, anytime I felt myself drooling, I'm like, just give me a new bib.
I'm one of those.
Give me the dignity.
If I look down and see even the slightest twinge of peak, I go, oh, what's happening?
Oh my God. I mean, I ain't gonna lie, but to close this out, and listener, you're definitely too young for this because they stopped using this quite a while ago. Not for people like this, Grandma. I miss a good old-fashioned turn down of laughing gas. Okay.
Oh, it was so nice.
They used to just give you the gas. That was straight out of American Horror Story. Dial up that gas. You'd have on headphones, real big ones like we're wearing right now, and just lay back and look at the shitty image of a crappy stock stream picture above you in their ceiling tile, and go ask Alice.
And then I did that play in high school. It was so wonderful, and eventually it would go like wong wong.
Yes.
Like, and I know I was aware, but you can't stop yourself from what you're saying or doing when you're on gas. Like, I remember telling a dentist one time, you know what? You're going to make so much money off of me to fix this tooth. It's not even fair. It's like you're robbing me right as I lay here. I told him that.
I can't.
Like,
mean, you're not wrong.
He's like, you made us laugh pretty hard. I was like, oh God. But that feeling, I am the person that I was aware and couldn't stop myself that when it started feeling good, I could feel myself going, trying to get more. It's regulated. It's regulated. There's no way I have a powerful enough suction to like eke out a little extra.
That's me. That is me.
Oh, it was so good.
I
You
know.
understand how like old-timey doctors got hooked on that stuff.
Yeah, and ether. What is that? What they were? What did they used to spray and be like? You always see that in like old time.
Well, ether will knock you out.
Maybe not either, but you always see doctors inhaling something in a rag and like these old shows about hospitals in the 20s or the turn of the century.
Like, talk about like liquid cocaine.
Yes. Yes.
Remember The Nick? Did you ever watch The Nick?
Okay, thank you. That was on the tip of my tongue. And I'm like, that old time hospital in New York City. Yes.
Yes.
The Nick.
And how it's terrible.
Didn't Clive inhale something a lot? Clive Owen?
Yeah.
Was it Clive Owen?
Yes. And he would go to those dens of iniquity.
Yes.
What were they? Something dens.
Opium?
Opium dens. Yeah.
Yep.
But then they also had liquid cocaine. And remember that one time he put it on the ladies' private bits?
Yep.
Listen, I don't support drugs, but I bet that's probably pretty crazy, right?
What?
I've never done cocaine, but everybody says it's fun.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
The fact of the matter is,
never forget having to tell my doctor, I'm sorry, because he said, well, what are your symptoms? What are the signs? I said, I can't take this. I'm like, it's not working for me. It was Chantix. He tried to put me on Chantix, and it has all kind. Look, if it worked for you, Chantix. Great. Okay.
Yeah, it did
for me, it did not. Okay.
And I had super fun daymares where I was like awake and like, what if there was a monster that had lots of teeth and he was really happy? Oh,
I did not have that.
I loved Chantix.
But I felt like I was dialed all the way up and that somebody broke off the knob, because I told my doctor, I said, I literally feel like I'm on an 8-ball of Coke 24 hours a day. And he said, whoa, what does that mean? And I said,
yeah, I wouldn't know what that meant either.
Oh my God. I'm like, I don't know how else to explain it to you.
Listen, that I'm terrified of the world, because I always say, like, I bet I would love drugs. I bet I would.
You know what? Thank the universe and everything in between that my body rejects most things. Otherwise, I would probably be dead. I mean, I'm saying that like joking around, but I'm not obviously making light of addiction.
Yeah.
I don't know why I always feel like I have to qualify myself. I need to start being more confident about what I say and worried about whether I'm offending people or not. Oh boy, there's another subject entirely. No, but now what was my point of that? See, I just got nervous.
Drugs, you'd be dead.
Oh, yes. Like, I've tried it. I mean, cat's out of the bag, Dad, if you're listening, whoever else is.
Oh, Mr. Young, it's not your fault.
Thank goodness my body just said no to most things that I've tried in my life. It's like, no.
That's funny. I just had a mama.
It says no.
I had a mama that made me watch that 2020 every time it came on. That was like, she had never tried anything in her life. The first time she did marijuana, had a heart attack. Yeah, I was like, that's going to be me.
So you and I are 100% of that generation. Look, I was the school representative for FAD, Friends Against Drugs. I met Nancy Reagan when I was in 8th grade.
Oh,
like, yes.
I mean, this is your brain. This is your brain on drugs. That's the generation we came from.
It 100% is. So yes, there was a lot of fear, which I still have that to this day. I would always tell people that. I'm like, well, you could have never done it once. Remember that basketball player? And he did, and he died.
I know. But it is true. That stuff does happen. And I already know I have an addictive personality. I have gone to bed every single night for 8 days in a row thinking, I need donuts. Okay. I'm aware that I have an addictive personality. So I just have to stay away from all that stuff. But...
No, same.
Okay.
Ooh,
well,
we went from your teeth cleaning to 8 balls. All right. Yeah.
kind of high and got kind of drunk.
my
Oh,
God.
Coolio, you knew how to say it.
Oh my
Okay,
God.
so rant number 2, this is also from a listener. Thank you guys so much. Okay, here we go. Okay, ladies, buckle your seatbelts. I have a rant that is close to Dana's heart. Oh boy. Are you ready for this? Sticking your foot out the window while driving or riding in a car. Let me take a pause to say 1000% no, don't do it. I live on the coast of North Carolina and have a daily view of people that can't help themselves by starting vacation with a foot out the window. Listen, I grew up near lakes. Every weekend, feet's out the windows, people jumping in lakes. Okay?
No, why are your shoes off in the car?
Well, I drive to work looking at metatarsals flapping in the wind, which made me laugh so hard because they can't flap. They're solid. But I get what
never
she's
even
saying.
heard that.
Metatarsals?
No.
It's the bones, the teeny bones in your foot. There's metatarsals and something else tarsals. Meta and
That's hilarious.
something. Anyway, so funny. Why me? I don't want to look at your stinky feet at 8 a.m. Exactly.
Okay.
Now I have to pray an 18-wheeler does not smash into your tootsies because you have them out the window. Keep all hands and feet in the vehicle at all times, please. It's best for humanity. P.S. Love listening to you gals. Love you more than coffee. P.P.S. Thanks for putting the Terrell girls in your thoughts and prayers. Oh, I love the Terrell family.
Yes.
I understand that fear so specifically. Every time I see anyone, even their arm, and again, my parents instilled fear in me to the best of their ability. I always also think somebody's going to drive by and knock your foot off.
Did your mom tell you that?
Smash into the side. Yep. Somebody's going to smash in the side of this car and crush your arm.
So
Hanging out the window.
you know how I make this when I have allergy problems.
Yes.
My mom lied.
I think you have to explain that, though. I don't think anybody else knows what you just did or what it means. I know.
So, I know it sounds like a warthog or a guinea pig, but when my ears or throat itch, I have to do that to make my eustachian tube shake because you can't put a needle down your ear. My eustachian tube.
You didn't know what metatarsals were, but you know eustachian tube. I've never heard that.
With my ENT history, you're darn tootin' I did. So I used to walk around going. I do it in my
itch.
I do it in my sleep. I pull my ears. I do it all the time. Anyone that grew up with me is very familiar with that. And my mom used to tell me, "You're gonna rupture your esophagus," which I found out years later was a lie. I think she told me that so I would stop making that bloody noise.
Yeah.
I don't mean to digress. I had to throw that in. Please continue.
No. No, it's just different ways that our parents scar us, like fear us into how we live. But it is true. People have lost limbs by hanging them out of windows.
Yes.
And you don't need to do that to relax. Cars are made these days where like the seat slides back and you can kind of stretch out. You don't need to put your feet out the window, and definitely not at 8 a.m. Where are you going on vacation at 8 a.m.? BT dubs. You don't start vacation till 10. That's a fight Dan Tipton and I have. Like, we need to get up and around early. I'm like, why? This is supposed to be relaxing.
See, there are some rarities where the times flip. Alan is like Dan. Alan's like, I want to leave at 7 a.m. I'm like, I don't want to even be up at 7 a.m.
Oh, Lord, no. I want to roll over at 11:30 and see that you brought me breakfast and a coffee so that we could enjoy our trip.
Put on your flip-flops, maybe a bra, and get in the car. Let's go. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Okay.
But you know what I don't do when I'm on my way to a place of leisure and pleasure is hang my body parts out the car. Now, I'm not saying I don't get how exciting it is to be going fast down a road with the windows down and your hair blowing little wispies everywhere and you're thinking of some country song where you're cute in some Daisy Dukes. Cowboy boots, you know, like I get this whole image of myself on, but I don't need to stick my body parts out the window.
No.
Why? You put your hand out and do the air wave. Do you do that? Like riding the ride?
I have still been known to do that
I,
in my
I'll let you get away with that for like
uh
a mile and a half.
a
Oh,
mile and a half. I mean, like for 2 seconds, and then I realize the force of the wind is too much, and I'm scared enough, and I pull my arm back in.
oh my.
I give it like two. I'm like, okay, I got it. I see it works.
I can go a mile and a half and I'm liking it and I'm liking it. And then my
What?
fear bubbles up and I'm like, a car's going to come across 4 lanes of traffic and chop my arm off. We're going to be too close to a stop sign. And I'm going to be like, oh my God, stop. We have to go back and get my arm. It's laying on the road. So I get fear and that's what pulls me back in.
Again, I think we're on the same wavelength with a lot today. I almost lost my arm in London on the subway, Dana.
I believe it.
And that is because I had a giant bag. Again, I've talked about this. Alan always gets furious and says, why can't you carry a normal size purse instead of dragging a rucksack everywhere you go with every accoutrement and supply that would be needed for an apocalypse? He's like, seriously, like what you carry around is astonishing. So I did that in London. Of course, I brought a huge tote bag so I could shop till I drop every day. Okay.
Uh-huh.
And the doors closed. And guess what? My right arm
Uh-huh.
was completely outside of the metro. And so was the bag. And I started shrieking, fuck, 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 fuck. Not one person looked up from their paper. Not one person helped me. I was with Irene White. This is when I was on a trip with mutual friends of ours. She is a third my size. She's like olive oil. She put her foot on the door and was pulling with all her might. Me, who's like 3 times her body weight. Okay. Trying to
open when it sensed there was something stuck in the door.
It didn't open. And it's like, next stop, Leicester Square. And it was about to start. And I'm telling you, all within 60 seconds of time, I'm screaming fuck at the top of my lungs in front of a bunch of very polite, non-jolted people in jolly old England. Okay. And all I thought was, I'm going to lose my arm because it was a tunnel that we were going under. I'm like, my arm's going to hit when we go out to daylight. And it's going to leave my arm with my tote bag there, and I won't have my passport, and I won't be able to get home. That's where my mind went. Not, I hope they can reattach. It was, my arm's going to be gone, and so is my passport, and I won't be able to get home.
Uh-huh. Well, you have to prioritize.
I have my arm. I mean, spoiler alert, I didn't lose it.
You know what the saddest part of that story is that you were going, fuck, fuck, and nobody was looking up because they were like, stupid American.
Yes.
They're always saying bad words.
I think they thought I was a lunatic.
Yeah, they're like, it's just as crazy American.
Because I didn't say help. I just kept screaming, fuck.
Yeah.
I didn't know what to do because I was just I've never been so scared in my life. So frantic.
Ugh. All right, here's the thing, people. Keep all of your limbs and phalanges and metatarsals and Eustachian tubes inside of everything. Yes. Okay. Also, not to mention, you people sticking your feet out windows. You are the outside equivalent of people on planes putting your feet up on people's. Nobody wants it. Stop it.
Exactly.
Stop it.
Exactly.
You're not some cute girl in Daisy Dukes in that country music video with your cowboy hat, putting on your cherry lip gloss that your cowboy buddy is going, look at her cute little painted toenails. Nope, that's not happening. That happens on CMT. That's a country music video. So shut your brain up. Get your body parts in your car. Okay?
I'm dead.
We're trying to go to work. Get it together.
Oh my God. I'm picturing the exact video right now. I can even hear the song. Oh my God. Oh God.
Oh, we need a cleansing breath.
Oh my God. Yes, we do. It's hilarious.
Okay, guys. So I'm so surprised I remembered it. I can't remember anything anymore.
Right?
We like to kind of get ourselves worked up over the normalcy and agitating things about the world. We recognize that the world is, for lack of a better word, kind of a shit fest right now.
Yep.
So, we like to try and find some normalcy, some things to kind of complain about, get wound up, and then release it all out and fill up with goodness. So we take a big, deep breath. If you want to scream it out, you're by yourself, you can. If you can't do it, just please breathe with us. You'll feel better, I promise, at least for a minute until
You
we
will.
say something else crazy. But anyway, let's take a deep breath in. And it always does feel good. And I'm like, I tell myself, I'm going to do that more often. And then 7 days passes and I don't do it.
What about your Breathe app?
I know it reminds me to breathe. And I go, oh, good. It reminded me. And then I don't do it.
Oh my God.
Are we ready to move into corners?
Oh yeah.
Because I looked at the outline and the first corner is a surprise.
Okay. So this is a very unconventional corner.
Okay.
Maybe we can call it Storybook Corner. I don't know what that means, but today it's Storybook Corner. I've been chatting with one of our listeners, and first of all, I love that I received something that says Happy Mail. So she sent something into the podcast, and I'm pretty sure Dana would have told me, or I'd be able to tell if she read this. I didn't realize afterwards. I'm like, oh, duh, we share this account. We can see any messages. So this is one time where I should have, as a surprise, been like, message me privately.
Oh, I don't think I saw it.
So she doesn't see it. Because we had a whole conversation in regards to you with this that you didn't see, which makes me cry. So anyways,
we both have our own jobs, and my job requires reading messages. I always count. You're so good about sending me things when people talk to me. So
I mean, I really do try to be. Okay, so this so I gotta pull this up really quick. So this listener sent me something, and she said, okay, she sent me a picture of something, and I said, oh my God, I need to get that for Dana. And she said, it's about a fart not being able to make friends. Then at the end of the book, he befriends a burp. And I said, I am dying. I have to get it for her. She will be so angry and it will make me so happy. And I put like 20 laughing emojis. And she said, I have one and I would love to send it to you. And she put it in the mail the next day. I waited to reveal it for Dana. It is called No One Likes a Fart.
That's true.
And I promised that I would read it on the show. My face
when you said this fart has no friends and then he befriends a burp? Did you see my face? It got all tight. I started pulling at it.
Dana?
Yeah. Okay, so this is
also I'm about to cry, and this listener included a letter which admittedly I have not yet read, and so I will save that.
Okay.
Wow.
So story time with Jess.
By the way, she wrote, Dana, I'm sorry. Jessica, you're welcome. That's how the letter starts.
Look, I pulled out the kalimba.
I love it. That's so amazing.
Story time.
Okay. Oh, this is so hard. Let's see.
There, I can.
Well, I'll have to show you the pictures after. Fart slipped out silently, invisibly, when no one was paying attention. Fart was so excited to see the big, big world and make some very best friends. Where would he even begin?
Fart is not a name. Why is that?
Fart. There he is. There he is. There he is. What do you think about him, Dana?
I don't like him, and I'm terrified that, of course, the dad did it.
It did come from the dad. Fart looked around his new home. Oh, do you have to, Jeff? Dad, that smells so gross. If you were stuck in there, you'd want to get out too.
Stop it.
Oh dear, Fart thought. A gross smell doesn't seem very good. I should probably go.
Yeah, get on out with your 4 feet. Why does that fart have 4 feet?
Fart floated off through the house. He peeked through a door and saw a boy and a roly-poly brown dog having fun. These will be my very best friends. He glided over to the boy, smiling widely. The boy sniffed. He sniffed again. He scrunched up his face. He looked at the dog. Chops, you stinker. Take your butt trumpet out of here. What a bad dog, thought Fart.
Thought fart? Fart doesn't know he stinks. Oh my God.
The boy turned a fan on. Fart was whooshed and whooshed right out the window. Probably not a bad thing, thought Fart, once he stopped spinning. They seemed to be dealing with some kind of awful smell in that house. Fart sailed through the warm afternoon air, enjoying the sweet fragrances nearby. What a beautiful world it was.
He's polluting it.
How lucky he felt to have arrived. Life was really wonderful.
Oh, he's looking at that garbage.
Fart gleefully whistled his way down the street. He saw a mother pushing a stroller. A baby, thought Fart. Could this be my very first best friend?
Don't go near that baby, you disgusting beast.
Ugh, Amanda. Daddy can deal with this one. Ugh. Suddenly, the mother jogged off, sending Fart out of the stroller in a swirl. Never mind, thought Fart. This world is full of friends. Fart sailed on until he reached a big busy road. It smelled like car exhaust and fishy cooking oil and smog. What paradise, he thought, as a noisy blue bus pulled up. Bus, thought Fart happily. What could be more fun than riding on a bus, seeing the world, and making some very best friends? But before he could get on, the bus zoomed off. Fart waited at the bus stop with a wrinkled, crinkled old man and 2 girls chewing gum. They didn't seem as happy as they should be, considering they were 1 bus ride ahead. Ugh, someone's been cooking air biscuits. I bet it was Fart Simpson over there. An air biscuit sounds delicious, thought Fart. But the old man didn't seem to think so.
Oh my God.
When the next bus arrived, Fart rushed on as soon as the doors opened. 3 boys were laughing loudly and having a really best friend time. Bro, did you let one rip? That's gross. You don't fart on a bus. Fart happily moved in closer. Oh boy, this is going to be great, Fart thought. I can be a bro. No way, bro. That's your butt breath during burning our nostrils. What did you eat for breakfast, bro? 20 farts? Ew. The boys laughed and laughed. Fart's heart broke into big, medium, and small pieces. It was him. He was the horrible, terrible smell. He was embarrassing and disgusting. He's crying, Dana. Do you have no pity?
Good. He put himself in a baby stroller. I don't pity him.
He would never, ever find a very best friend. Fart wafted off the bus at the next stop, and he floated toward a little cafe. These people look happy, Fart thought as he pushed his face against the glass. Surely one of them would be his friend. Fart slipped under the door. What's that smell? Honestly, Gavin. Oh, what is that? Yuck.
Gavin.
Fart's sweet, hopeful little heart sank. Though he was repulsive, they didn't want to be his friend either. No one did. I give up, thought Fart. I'm kind and friendly, and I'll make a wonderful, very best friend, but no one would give me a chance.
Nope.
Oh my God. Suddenly, a man and a woman carrying garbage cans came outside. An enormous roar escaped the woman's mouth. Burp.
What?
Well, that's the grossest thing I've smelled all week. Ha! Better out than in, she said. Fart noticed a small purple cloud hiding in the shadows, sobbing quietly. He floated over to Burp. She smelled like onions and old cheese and dirty socks. She was beautiful, he says. But Burp pulled away. Am I really that horrible?
Yes.
Fart thought about all the times people had been disgusted by him, but then he smiled. Not at all. You're lovely. They just don't get it. Lovely? Me? Oh, thank you. You are too. Bert blushed. They both grinned. Fart had found a very best friend, and she smelled gross and horrible and yucky and very disgusting. Fart could not have been happier. The end.
Who wrote this? I have to write this person a letter. What are you doing?
Zoe Foster Blake is the author, and the
Zoe?
illustrator is Adam Nickel.
Okay, Adam, you're not to blame. Zoe? Why on earth are you trying to force me to think farts and burps are cute and make me feel bad that I don't want to cuddle them? I can't.
I love it.
I cannot.
So much. Like, I cried. I don't think you understand that I cried. I mean, this book may as well be called Poop Wind because
He wafted off the bus. I can't. It literally, cutesy describes everything I hate about air pockets that exit the human body. What? I can't believe that. I can't. I'm speechless right now. I'm speechless. My mouth is dry. My hands are shaking.
Dead.
I'm producing too much saliva as my mouth is dry, which makes me want to vomit. I can't. Okay. Do you know that I have a rule now?
I'm crying.
I have told my son that he is not, like, if I lay down with him to read him a story and tell him night night and just kind of chill out, I'll rub his back or whatever. He's not allowed to fart on me, which he thinks is hilarious. And so he will whip himself over, flip over, and fart on the wall while looking me dead in the eye. And I'll tell you what, that's no better. I don't want a direct eye contact fart.
Dead.
I can't.
The fact
I guess that story looks me in the eye. He thinks it's funny. And then he goes, "Excuse me, Toots."
Well, maybe now you can teach Henry some new words because the listener wrote at the bottom of this letter, Dana's new favorite fart names. Air biscuits.
Can't handle that.
Butt breath.
Butt breath.
She hand wrote it after typing this lovely long letter. She hand wrote as an aside.
Knows me so well because I felt my body jerk at both of those moments. Biscuits are lovely. Don't taint them by calling a fart an air biscuit. Nobody's gobbling that up, and nobody's putting gravy on it. And then butt breath. Honestly, it is butt breath. It's poop wind. It's air that's coming out of your butthole. I can't believe that book exists. I need to know. I need to write the publisher. I don't.
Publisher. I'm writing a thank you note to this listener, Abby. You really made our week. Okay.
I hate that book.
I love it. I'm ecstatic about it.
I cannot believe that exists. Who okayed that?
I don't know, but I love that it's called No One Likes a Fart.
No one does. No one does.
Except, as we've learned, maybe a burp.
I used to nanny a little boy, Jack Hartner, and he used to fart and giggle about it when he was a baby. And I would go, "Stop doing that. It's not funny." And I said, "Nobody likes farts." And he said, he was like 3 or 4. He's so smart. He goes, "Babies do."
Oh, my God.
And I had to say, good point. You're not wrong.
Hilarious. Oh my
Wow.
God.
We need to move on to something much more refreshing.
We do.
All right. So moving on to my corner. It's from my favorite, Oddity Central by Spooky. It's also a pretty popular segment in our corners.
Mm-hmm.
Jessica, I have a weirdo of the week.
Oh, you're weird. You're so very weird. Why must you bring your weirdness here? Like a fart.
No. Also, do not touch your headphones like you're trying to harmonize and make sure you're in sync with your music. I can't handle you. If you like a book that said no one likes a fart, you think it's so amazing, don't act like you're some professional recording artist when you sing your Weirdo of the Week song. What's wrong with you?
I did hold it like I was recording We Are the World or something.
Yes, you did. Oh my God. Okay. A young Slovenian woman was recently sentenced to 2 years in prison for allegedly cutting off her hand with a circular saw in order to cash a $1.2 million insurance payout.
Dana.
Yes.
It's not okay.
Well, let's talk about it later. 1.2 million. Let's think about that and then let's talk about it. 22-year-old Julija Adlesic. I practiced that before we got on here and you would never know. Allegedly conspired with her boyfriend and her father. Okay, now that's also something you need to think about because now you're splitting it up a lot. That's a lot. Your money, okay? So conspired with her boyfriend to commit insurance fraud in an attempt to collect 1.2 million. Okay, the young Slovenian maintains that her injury was accidental, not premeditated, adding that no one in their right mind would want to become a crippled at age 20, not for all the money in the world. However, prosecutors provided enough evidence that her and her co-conspirators had planned the so-called accident to get convictions against all of them. Julija got a 2-year prison sentence. Her boyfriend, who was accused of putting her up to it, what a jerk. You cut off your own hand, you dodo. Don't talk your girlfriend into it. He was sentenced to 3 years in prison, while the woman's father got 1 year suspended sentence. So he didn't actually go to prison then.
Right.
No one wants to be crippled. My youth has been destroyed. I lost my hand at the age of 20. She said during the recently concluded trial. Only I know how it happened. In early 2019, Julija was rushed to the emergency room at a hospital in, oh Lord, Jessica, Ljubljana by her boyfriend. Her left hand was severed, and the couple claimed it had accidentally been sawed off while cutting branches at their home. Okay. With a circular saw? Okay. Investigators claimed that her and her boyfriend had deliberately left the severed hand at the scene of the accident to ensure that the injury was permanent. Luckily,
oh God,
I know. Luckily, not for her, it wasn't lucky. It was retrieved in time and reattached at the hospital. During the trial, prosecutors showed Adlesic and her boyfriend had taken out insurance policies with 5 companies the year before the accident and stood to win over 1 million in payouts. Okay, but did they take out policies on her hand?
First of all, at 20 years old, unless you, I mean, I guess you don't have to be wealthy to get certain things in place, but who at 20 years old would take out 5 insurance policies?
Right.
Like that alone is, I mean, if you're lucky enough to have any, you have 1, right?
Yes. And I didn't even think about that till I got married.
No.
You know? The investigation also revealed that Julia's partner had done an internet search for prosthetic hands. Which prosecutors considered conclusive evidence that the accident had actually been premeditated for a year. Let me just finish. Hold on. The verdict in this case was issued this weekend, and it was not clear if Adlesic and her alleged co-conspirators planned to launch an appeal. Okay, no need to launch an appeal. Okay. You did this. We all know it. I cannot understand why you would let a man talk you into this. Why would you not say, you cut off your hand?
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Also, would you want it? I'm serious. I even for a second as you're reading this, I'm going to be honest. I'm like, what if it was for like 10 million or something? Which no, I wouldn't do it. But I'm like, would you? If everything else was nothing else was an object. And then I'm like, no, I'd still rather have my hand than be that rich.
Also, 1.2 is not going to go far in today's society.
No.
Especially when you have to buy a prosthetic hand. And hospital bills, and you have 2 co-conspirators. And why didn't her dad say, tell your boyfriend to cut off his hand?
Okay.
Right? Like her dad was on board with
Yep.
this.
That's even more messed up.
And you don't cut branches with a circular saw. You got a chainsaw or a handsaw. Okay.
It's also so barbaric. Like, who goes there? Like, I know a lot of people try to pull things over, or they try to get medical records falsified, or they try to get a therapist or a doctor to say, oh, my word against theirs. No, this is like something out of a horror film. A saw ripping your hand off.
And then you left it there in the hopes that it would die and shrivel up and not be able to get put back on your body.
I want to know who retrieved the hand. And how long you have. Like, did they go to the hospital and they said, oh shit, where's your hand? I don't know. It's at
we left it.
And then they go to the garage and it's sitting in the garage where a circular saw would be, not out by their apple orchard.
I know. And also, I would really be trying to negotiate this before we carried on with the plan. If I were on board, I would be like, okay, guys, but honestly, an entire hand, there's 5 fingers on there. Can we Big Lebowski this and just cut off a pinky or a toe?
Okay.
Can we please? Not my whole hand.
Even
handmaids. For a year. They planned this.
Finger.
Yes.
Well, no, they did take off a man's hand.
Wow.
Okay, a year. Yes. And you know what?
Jessica?
Guess what? They can find anything you've searched for, so don't look up sick ass shit.
Oh my God, people are so stupid.
They are stupid.
Don't text back and forth about things either, because even when you delete it, they're gonna find it. Yeah. I cannot understand that. There's no amount of money worth that to me.
No.
I can't imagine.
It's really, really horrifying.
And now you're going to prison. So you're the stupid one in prison.
Yep.
Everybody's like, that's the girl that chopped her hand off to try and get money. And also, I have a question for you, Jessica. If you knew for a year you were going to lose your hand, okay, what would you do with your hand? Where would you take her? How would you treat her?
I would take her to India and have authentic henna done on my hand like they would do to a bride.
Okay. How lovely. You'd give her some henna. You guys would go eat, pray, love together, huh?
We would.
I just don't even know what to say about it.
What would you do? A nice paraffin dip at home?
Oh, paraffin. Not at home. Somewhere fancy. Paraffin dip would be lovely. I'd paint her nails. I'd give her a manicure. I'd apologize profusely about the fact that I was going to chop her off of us.
You'd talk to her.
I would let her know what's happening. I would not ambush chop off my hand. She doesn't deserve that. She's been with me since I was born. And
oh my God.
That's the worst.
I'm not kidding. Like, yes, wouldn't we all love to win the lottery? Of course. But when you are willing to and want to inflict such insane harm and permanent damage to your body is astonishing to me.
Well, there are some people that have that it's
a phantom. They feel. I feel like we talked about this a week or two ago. Like
we may have.
Yes.
Yeah, where they feel like they need to not have their limbs. This is not that situation. This is a money scheme through and through. I guess as stupid as they are, we should feel lucky that they didn't murder somebody.
Yes.
Instead
so it's taking someone else's hand.
Yeah, she just inflicted harm upon herself. Ugh.
I don't like it at all.
I don't either. Okay,
well
let's
what
move
you get.
on.
You missed spooky, so
I did.
You get what you asked for.
I can't help it. I mean, that's pretty crazy.
Talk to the hand.
Jessica, shame on you. You know what? You keep up with jokes like that, and the only people that are going to be your friends are farts and burps.
Also, how dated is that? But do you remember when that was the thing? It was like, talk to the hand. That was like a way of letting
Oh my
people know,
God. My
ain't
little
gonna take your shit. You can
shut
talk
up.
to the hand.
Not gonna listen. Well, and also somebody on TikTok, my little friend Kate sent like Gen X versus millennial, and it was like I'm trying to remember because I remember the millennial ones because they're so annoying to me, and the
Yes,
other ones just feel
yes.
natural. So like for the millennials, it was like I'm shook. That has always gotten under my skin. I don't know why. That and like I am so extra or she is so extra. I remember when my little girlfriend Liv started saying that and I was like, please stop saying that. Just please. I don't like it. It's yuck.
Totally.
But listen, what am I gonna do? I'm like Khloe Kardashian right now, being best friends with that 19-year-old TikTok star. So I can't really say
can't.
oh, Addison Rae is only 19. Why is she hanging out with Khloe? I don't know. Her show's over. She needs someone to entertain her. Who cares? Who cares?
Oh,
I couldn't care less.
God.
But I will tell you, Addison Rae, that little TikTok star, that that's all she's famous for, right? Like she had a YouTube and a TikTok, and her parents do, and her brother does.
Oh.
Please guess. I just spit all over. I got so salivary. My salivary glands
Oh my
are.
God.
Please take a guess, Jessica, how much that girl makes a year.
Oh my God. 10 million?
5.
See, I'm shocked even at that, but
She is
5
the
is what
second-
Ryan was making before he was like Ryan's World Toys. Now that he's licensed to every bloody thing under the
Well,
sun.
she's on her way too. She also just got cast in a TV show because she clearly has the resume and skills and
I can't. No.
to be an actor that I've been trying to do for 20 years.
That yes, these are the kind of things that are going to make me just want to, as you aptly said long ago, just slowly walk into the ocean.
I know, right? It's so insane
because
to me. And here's the thing. So people that I enjoy and like on TikTok are people that like have information that's really good or families that have special needs and how they deal with it. I love that kind of stuff. She literally just does TikTok dances or puts the phone real close to her face and blinks her long eyelashes while a popular song plays.
Stop it.
And can I stand up and show you what she's real popular for? That you can tell she's so proud of it because she tries to do it in so many videos. Okay. So like she's filming herself doing a dance and it inevitably gets to this part. Oh, I'm not tall enough. Can you see my hips? I know I don't.
Yeah.
I know I don't have body shape, but
stop it.
Let's pretend like where my hands are is my body. Okay.
Okay.
You better watch, Jessica. It's gonna be fast. And humpadumps.
No.
Yeah, it's a massive humpadump of her pelvis, and she's usually wearing spandex pants that go up a little bit inside that front lip.
Okay, did you say her name is Addison Rae?
Uh-huh.
Okay, I'm literally dead because I cannot believe this. A couple of weeks ago, one of the people who works at the place where I freelance sent me an Addison Rae video and they said this is her at the client's house. So that girl just did a video in their client's home. And I said, do you want me to post that? Because I do their social media. And they said, absolutely not. They're like, we don't want to do that and like infringe on privacy or look young and desperate. And I started dying laughing. I'm like, amen. Got it.
She is the second most popular TikTok star right now. She has.
I'm dead looking at it. You said that and I just opened and I'm like.
Over 60 million followers just on TikTok.
I cannot believe it.
Uh-huh. I'm mad that I even know who she is.
I didn't. They were laughing at me. I'm like, okay, I'm sorry, but I'm not.
But the reason you didn't is because she doesn't do anything. She doesn't do anything.
60
They call
million.
her a dancer because she does her humpadumps.
Yeah.
That ain't dancing.
No, it's not like some of these people where you see them dancing and you're like, I hope they're a professional choreographer or paid to be a professional dancer.
Right?
Because they're real
so
good.
Amazing. Yes. Yeah. This girl ain't going to be on World of Dance. I'll tell you that much.
This is too weird.
I don't know why I just got so upset about some girl that I just learned about. It's because she's
because
making more money than me at 19 for doing nothing.
excuse me, so is Ryan of Ryan's World
I know.
for opening up eggs. Okay?
What did we do wrong? Who did
He's being paid to enjoy toys as a child?
I've not exploited my child enough. I got to figure out.
Do it. Start filming his reaction when he gets a new video game, anything, and post it, and you'll be a millionaire. Trust me.
It's so crazy. It's so crazy. Okay, we need to move on to nicer things.
I will say this really quick. The one child that I'm not annoyed with these days, because so many people with their kids.
I know who you're going to say.
Along Came Abby.
Love her. She makes me so happy.
You guys, please look up Along Came Abby.
She is so smart.
It's beyond. How old is she? Maybe even 3.
She's maybe 3.5, but she speaks like an adult.
It gives me immense joy, and her parents post every day, but it's not obnoxious. You're like, what kid talks like, and she's not a weirdo. It's not because they've put her up to it. She just has an imagination that's so magical.
She is pure magic. That's what I was going to say. She's pure magic and pure joy. Did you see the one where they said, do you think you're going to get married someday? And she's like, yeah. And she's like, first she goes, what? And they're like, do you think you're going to get married? And she's like, yeah. Like, are you stupid? Of course I am. And then they were like, who are you going to marry? And she goes, a prince. I'll probably have to search for him. Like, she was just she's a doll. If you haven't seen Along, you can find her on Instagram, TikTok, all of the stuffs.
Please look her up. Along Came Abby. It will seriously just make you smile every day.
She's just magic.
It's fantastic. I'd rather put some money in her pocket for her college fund.
Yes. Well, I will say, in her defense, this Addison Rae person was in college and she went ahead and quit because she became so famous. So I hope that makes you feel better. What? I'm not joking. She dropped out of college because she was just too famous and rich.
I can't handle it. I can't handle it.
I wanted to drop out of college and I couldn't even afford to do that. I owed too much.
Okay. Oh my Lord.
Okay, you're up first with raves.
Okay, this rave made me so happy. I mean, I like all of our raves, but admittedly, I get excited. I think we all do if you see something on your local news, to hear about something that's going on in your community or something that you could possibly contribute to in some way.
Yes.
This is about a woman who is helping people during the pandemic. She was beforehand, but despite the pandemic, has a nonprofit who continues to help Skid Row's homeless with free makeovers. So if you're new to listening to us or you're not familiar with California or Los Angeles, we have a significant homeless population, and there's a specific area in our downtown area called Skid Row.
Mm-hmm.
And there's lots to see, hear, and learn about it because it's a very loaded issue, let's put it that way. But it is amazing because there's a lot of people on Skid Row and lots of people in LA that do what they can on their own. Forget about like government or city programs. Right. There's like pastors and rabbis that go and hold services for people or help them out. Or I know a pastor and rabbi that work together to run a food bank. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So for a few hours every morning, Los Angeles' Skid Row, home to one of the nation's largest concentrations of homeless people, transforms into an outdoor beauty salon. There, where tents line entire city blocks, homeless people gather for free makeovers from Shirley Rains, or a member of her team of volunteers made up of licensed hairstylists, barbers, and makeup artists.
Wow.
So I already love that this lady got people to go along with her because it's a big undertaking.
Yeah.
And if you remember, we talked in the past about hope through soap, which is another great thing, helping people have some dignity, get some makeovers done. The service began 3 years ago when Rain started her nonprofit, Beauty to the Streets, an organization dedicated to making those who are homeless look good and feel better. Just because they live on the streets doesn't mean that there aren't things we can do to help them not appear as if they live there. It's their right to be beautiful. She came up with the idea after volunteering at a soup kitchen, where she realized that while food, water, and shelter may be what homeless people need to survive, a haircut or a new hair color and some makeup are what help them thrive.
Mm-hmm.
There are people who are homeless with a husband, with a wife. We're talking about people who go to work 5 days a week but still remain homeless. They want to be beautiful for their spouse. They want to get cleaned up and beautiful to go to work. The little kids who are still going to school need a fresh haircut. The coronavirus epidemic has put the organization's beauty services on pause, but the nonprofit is still helping in any way it can. It has since shifted its focus to providing resources to help protect homeless people from the coronavirus. So that's amazing. For many more on Skid Row, Rains has become much more than a stylist with each interaction. She said the people in the homeless community share their life stories with her. This goes on and on. This is a lovely article about her, but I'm going to post in our show notes specifically her company, Beauty to the Streets, and that is streets with a Z, because there's so many things to do, and I love it. There's pictures of her and her team washing people. They set up an outdoor mobile salon, and it's just phenomenal, and they have their mission, they have their team, and they have ways to get involved, volunteer, participate, and donate. And I love this. And I have to say, I'm proud that in LA, we do have a lot of salons. We are an area built on looks, and all of that kind of stuff is very important. We have the entertainment industry here for starters. And I have seen many people who dedicate their time, and these are people that work in very nice salons and very nice areas. They don't have to be doing this. They're doing this for the love of it. They're not making money or gaining anything other than what you gain from helping people. And I just love it.
It is like, it goes so much deeper when you feel clean and like you look nice. Like, that's why I paint my nails. Like, the rest of my life is chaotic and a mess. And half the time I don't brush my hair. But I always paint my nails because for some reason it makes me feel good. And like I have myself together, even though I don't, but when you're talking about someone who is down on their luck or mentally ill or in a situation they just can't get out of, the impact that something like that would have is massive.
It is. And one last thing I will say, that's a key point, because I've been watching a lot of stuff on like our local stations lately about what's going on with the homeless and things like that. The amount of people that work and are still homeless. So again, there's a number of reasons of how people end up there and how and why. And to me, it's really kind of irrelevant. People are there, they need help, but there are people whose children are going to school and who are going to a job 5, if not 7 days a week. And they deserve and need to have some dignity. Because let me tell you something, working minimum wage at a fast food restaurant ain't going to get somebody off the streets or feed their kid.
Absolutely not.
And that's where a lot of people start. At a minimum way, So good on this woman and everybody on her team for taking the time to do this when they are not making money for themselves at their salons. It's just very gracious.
Yeah, it's lovely.
Yeah.
Really lovely. Okay, well, my rave today is called Hand in Hand Soap. For every product purchased from Hand in Hand, they'll donate a bar of soap and a month of clean water to a child in need. On top of that, their products are cruelty-free, totally natural, and sustainably made. With almost 3 million bars of soap donated, Hand in Hand found a simple solution to fight back against water-related illnesses in children. In 2011, married couple Courtney Apple and Bill Glob read an article with an alarming statistic. 5 million children die each year from water-related illnesses. And listen, that's not just in other countries. Okay, Flint, Michigan. Right. With access to soap and hygiene education, Apple and Glob learned these childhood deaths could be cut in half. Ooh. Soon after, they founded a sustainable soap company that donates a bar of soap for every bar sold. Today, with an array of products, distribution through the nation's top retailers, and partnerships with 2 notable nonprofits, Hand in Hand has donated approximately 3 million bars of soap to date. With their first partnership in Haiti through the nonprofit child advocacy group My Neighbor's Children, Hand in Hand donated approximately 1.6 million bars of soap to children across orphanages, schools, clinics, hospitals, and communities. In 2013, they also started a clean water program, installing and repairing wells that provide thousands of people with clean water every day. It is a fundamental right for every person in the world to have clean water, said William Lowry, founder and executive director of My Neighbor's Children. Our partnership with Hand in Hand allows us to deliver clean water and soap to communities that desperately need it. So their website is handinhandsoap.com. And I looked over their website. Their soap and stuff is so cute.
It's really cute.
Like the
I swear, I think I saw it at Anthropology last
it wouldn't surprise
holiday
me.
season.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me. And so a bottle of soap is $20, I think, is what I saw on the thing, which, listen, for soap, is that a little bit pricey? Yeah, but not considering that you're helping out these children get clean water and have a hygiene availability and things. And the packaging is cute. They give you hand washing instructions, which I'm sorry, but everybody needs right now.
Thank you.
They have been seen, and BuzzFeed has highlighted them. Martha Stewart Living magazine has highlighted them. Real Simple has highlighted them. Vanity Fair. They are on Instagram.
Love all of this.
I know, right? They are on Instagram. Buy a bar, give a bar, you guys. So check them out. Again, that's handinhandsoap.com. I love everything about what they're doing. And then also check out their scents too, because their scents sound amazing. Like they've spruced up the lavender a little bit. There's a cactus blossom that's got some bergamot in it. I don't know what bergamot is, but I have realized in the last year that I love it.
Yes, me too.
So good.
It's really good.
I have some kind of like aloe and bergamot spray that just takes me away to paradise as soon as I spray it. I love it. So anyway, they have a lot of really great sounding scents. They're cruelty free. There's no parabens, all that stuff. Check them out. Handinhandsoap.com.
Yes.
Jessica.
Dana.
I think that's our crazy, crazy show.
I think it is.
I guess I should tell people how to get a hold of us. You guys have been so communicative and we really appreciate it. Please don't stop. We have so much fun. Unless you're Abby, who sent the fart book. You and I need to talk. Okay.
Oh my God.
I'm just kidding. Thank you so much. We got so much laughter out of that. I am definitely going to read that to my child and my husband and then reiterate how angry I am about it. Jessica, you and I are also going to have a talk because I can't handle the amount of joy that was on your face the entire time you read that. Anyway, you can find us, you guys, on Instagram and Facebook at the Rants and Raves Podcast. You can find us on our website, www.therantsandravespodcast.com. There's a contact us button. You can email us directly at therantsandravespodcast@gmail.com. Or you can go on Twitter, which I don't know why anybody would anymore. I guess unless you're a celebrity or
there's a lot of things it's worth going on for.
Well, I guess one of them's us. @_Raves, right? At Raves_the. Which is it?
At Raves_the.
Yay, Dana. Okay. So please hit us up. Please, please, please. Jessica, yes. I've enjoyed you, even though your behavior, I don't know, today. Talking about 8 balls.
Literally, yes.
Talking about farts and burps. Like I have any room to, I'm like, I bet I would love drugs.
I do sound like I sound like a laughing, like, yeah, life's great.
I told you to blink, and that was my life this week. So, listen, we're all doing the best we can. That's the 2020 slogan. All doing the best we can.
Yes, it's true.
And none of us have chopped our hands off thinking we could fool insurance into. So we're all great. We're winners. If you're listening to my voice right now, you were meant to, because I'm supposed to tell you, you are a winner. take it down a notch. Each week, I like to end the show with a point to
my
ponder,
God.
something to think about for the week, right? Give us
Yes.
something to talk about when we get back together again. Jessica, this is so random. And I don't know why it made me giggle so hard. It's not
Okay.
funny. It's not this. It just is what it is. But it made me go, okay. Buzz Aldrin may not have been the first man on the moon. Okay. He did go to the moon. We all know this. Well,
Yes.
unless you don't think it happened. But anyway, but he was the first astronaut to piss his pants up there. Okay.
What?
Yep. He peed his pants on the moon. And then maybe because he had to, I don't know how those suits work.
Mhm.
But here's why it made me giggle. And I'm ashamed of myself. And I want you guys to go into this week knowing that you're better than me. You can do better than me. And you can have a better sense of humor than me.
Oh my
And you're a winner. Okay. Because I giggled at this. That's one small step for man, one giant leak for mankind. All right, guys, we're going to be back next week with a brand new episode. Hopefully better than this one. Jessica, I love you.
My God, I love you too.
One giant leak.